Hi, and welcome to Landscape Source Nursery. Well, folks, it's that time of year again. We got Christmas trees. Specifically this year, we've got Fraser fir Christmas trees. Very soft, very beautiful, very dense, very good tree to stand up to all kinds of conditions. A few tips that I'd like to give for you guys on how to take care of your cut Christmas trees is probably the first thing, the base, your stand that you want to put your tree in. You always want to make sure your stand is adequate size to hold your tree. Don't put a really big tree in a really small stand. The main reason is because number one, the support, and number two, the water. Your tree stand needs to be able to hold probably at least a half gallon to a gallon full of water. Be sure to check it regularly, especially right after you get it, after a fresh cut has been put on the bottom. When you get it home, put it on the stand, fill it full of water. For at least the first week to 2 weeks. Be sure to check it 2, 3, 4 times a day if you have to. Just kind of put your hand in there and make sure you've got water in there. If that tree dries out in the middle of the water, basically, you can start having problems. Your needles are going to start to get dry and they're going to start to fall off. So if there's one very important tip to let y'all know, make sure your trees always have water in the base. One of the other things is what I have seen before in the past is some people have a small tree stand. And what they'll do is they'll try to take the tree stand and shove some big gigantic tree in this little tree stand. Well, it doesn't fit. So they'll actually take the trunk and start to shave the trunk down to fit the tree stand. Don't do this. You're not doing the tree any good because you're taking away the ability for that tree to really absorb the moisture. Just suck it up, buy a bigger tree stand. That way you've got enough area to hold water in there as well. If you are going to go out and purchase a tree and you get tied up doing something and you can't get it in a tree stand that evening, or maybe not even the next day, don't fret, not a problem. Just get you a bucket, maybe a 5-gallon bucket, fill it full of water, and just plop the tree in the bucket. It can stay there for a couple of days with no problems. If you even want to, go out there, kind of hose it down a little bit just to keep the needles nice and moist. Excellent. You're just helping the tree out. Be best if you could keep it in a shady spot, maybe your garage or something like that. You really wouldn't want to store it outside like on your back porch in full sun. Probably the last thing is lights. They did make the really big Christmas lights that some people still use. Perfectly fine, not a problem. The only problem is a lot of times some of these lights can heat up quite a bit. It's not necessarily going to catch your tree on fire, but if you don't keep an eye on the watering and you have those trees plugged in for a long period of time, there's a lot of heat that gets generated on those lights. If your tree is dry and the lights start to heat up, yes, you do have the potential for spontaneous combustion in the tree to catch on fire. It may not happen all that time, but it has happened, and it can still happen, especially if they use the big commercial light bulbs on the tree stand. So hopefully this helps. If anybody has any questions as far as, well, let me take that back. As far as what we do when you come to the nursery to purchase a tree, we will put a fresh cut on the bottom of it. We will clear trunk it up just a little bit so it will fit a tree stand. And if you do have your tree stand, you can bring it with you. We'll cut it, trim it, put the stand on there for you. So all you got to do is just take it out of your truck, take it off the roof of your car, take it out of the back of the Suburban, and just take it in your house and decorate it. One last point is placement in your house. Just be real careful with the ventilation system, ceiling fans, that nature. If any warm air is blowing on the tree, it can dry the tree out a little bit more. So try and keep it in an area where it's not getting a lot of draft and stuff like that. So, but if you have any questions, you can call us at 469-698-0037. My name is Jerry. I usually am over at the Highway 66 location. We also have a fine staff at the Horizon location that can help you out in any matter. So if you have any questions, just give us a call, and everybody have a great Christmas.